Hello, today I would like to show you how to use Senstar's Symphony video management software. We begin by clicking on the symbol for the Symphony client. If your environment is in the same site, it will automatically populate the servers that you can find on the network here. In my case it's a remote server, so I have to type in the address. I can rename this to the name I want it to be in my registration. And since I don't have Active Directory in here, I have to type in my username and my password. And I click on Connect. Now that it's connected, I can go to my device tree. And now I can look and change cameras and views. Here at the top I already have some existing shared views, which means they have been configured prior to my starting, and I'm allowed to use them. Or I can go to my device tree here and simply click on indoor cameras to my QA lab, for example, and I click on a camera and it will start streaming live view of this camera. I can now also go and change this into a 4 view. And select different cameras from different scenarios that I would like to display here. By simply clicking on the camera, I can drag them into a panel, or I click on the panel and then now select the camera that I want to display there. In my case, I already have a map down here. Let's pretend the map wasn't here. And now I would like to see a map. The map has been configured on the system, so I simply click on the gear symbol and go to Map Navigation. Now it will offer me the map here, and I can put the map wherever I want. Default, it will show up here. I personally prefer to, for example, have it on the right hand side. So you can just drag it here and you have it on the right hand side. Or, like I had before, I will drag it to my left device tree, and the middle item will allow me to have them as a tab at the bottom. So I can switch to my map, and now I click on the map and automatically the last focus panel will now change to the camera that I currently have selected. I can also switch the maps here to all the maps that are available and configured on the system. I'm gonna switch back to my single view. I put a camera here that I've been looking at, and I want to see the timeline. So I click on the timeline symbol, and now I'm looking for an event. Let's pretend there was an event on my auto tracking camera, and I click on the event, which is highlighted here. And now I see, okay, something was going on. I hit play, and there was somebody walking in the back. This looks very suspicious. I want to export this video and send it to somebody or for later use. So I simply click on export. And I can now say I want to start. And if you look, the time I have right now is 5:08. So it automatically picks 2 minutes prior to exactly now to export the video. If I want to change this, I can simply do it here in the UI, and I can now say export it to a local disk or export it to cloud. The difference is to cloud, it will automatically send me an email once it's finished and I can download it from the XNet. Or I can save it to my local disk and I say I want it as a Symphony video, an AVI, or a summary video. The difference is ERA is our own proprietary format and you will need the Symphony player. You can also password protect it if in case you want to protect the video file from being viewed by someone that's not authorized. I simply click on my PTC camera. I don't have recorded video at this time, so I simply click to go to live view. And I can now see my PTC camera. It is very dark. But I can just simply say what is going on the screen. So I drag my rectangle and I can zoom into any monitor. So I can click on my home button and it will go back to its preset. Or I can use the overlay buttons to move it to the left, move it down. If I have configured the auxiliary commands, for example, for this camera, it offers you that you can shake the camera when it rains. I can simply say shake that thing, which would in this case just start an internal command on the camera to move the camera and shake it to lose the raindrops. That is a feature of the camera that we can just call from the software. As you can see here, I can just simply click on an alarm in the alarm console and it will automatically load it in my client. And here it shows you at the bottom it shows you the license plate that caused the alarm, or I can click on a different alarm and you can just browse through the different alarms. If I open this, so I go to advanced mode, it allows me to look closer at each alarm. So this is my generic interface. So I can now simply click on any alarm that I want to, and it will automatically load the camera and the time for this camera. And depending on how I configured it, it can load other cameras, it can load maps to see where the camera is, to see what's happening in the surrounding. I can now say this is a real alarm, actionable alarm, or a false alarm. I can also make comments of what the operator, so in this case me, did with this alarm. Real alarm informed security. And now I simply save it. And if I'm finished with this alarm, I can archive it. Please pay attention on the left here. When I archive it, it means I'm removing it from my list of active alarms. So ideally, you would want to keep this list empty. Also, this here is an important alarm. This means that someone from management is coming to the office. So here I could trigger to say the elevator should come down, the gate should open, whatever I want to. And I can say also now share. And if someone is logged into the system, currently it's only me, I could share this alarm for somebody else to look at this alarm. Thank you very much.